Systemic bias? There is no systemic bias. Or is there? You see, 20 years ago, I was among the first generation of females to fly fighters in the Air Force. At the time, there were only 50 of us, so to say that we were a minority would be an understatement. And yet we joined the ranks of a brotherhood organization that was created by men, for men. In spite of that fact, I felt pretty well accepted by my peers. Except for occasionally, there were these little barbs, these messages that would make me feel like you don't belong here. The system wasn't created for you, and you have to conform to it. And this became evident to me when I was in pilot training and one of my instructors asked me, "So, how are you gonna go to the bathroom in the jet?" Wait, what? You see, I was under the impression that fighter missions would be short. But then he told me about the times when I would go to the tanker, about the times when I would deploy, and he told me that some women had used Depends adult diapers. So on the one hand, I was going to be doing one of the coolest jobs in the world, and on the other hand, I was expected to do that while wearing adult diapers. There just had to be a better way. So when I got to my first assignment, I started seeking out that better way. And that's when I encountered my first problem. My flight suit zipper wasn't long enough. Why wasn't it long enough? Because I was wearing a male flight suit. And then I encountered my second problem. This is a piddle pack. This is what the men would use to go to the bathroom. It has a cup-like mechanism on the top with a bag connection and then a chemical inside that would solidify the urine to keep it from leaking. Well, I couldn't get the cup-like mechanism flush with my body to prevent leakage. Why couldn't I get it connected to my body? Because it was designed for the male anatomy. And so you see, this is the very definition of systemic unconscious bias. Nobody set out to set up the piddle pack problem to make sure that women would fail when flying fighters. It's just that there were certain assumptions made that we would be able to use the same equipment that the men used and that we would just figure it out. And you know what? We did. But things like this made it harder for us to succeed. I think it's fair for us to kind of take a step back at the place we are in our country and look at our organizations and ask ourselves, what are the seemingly innocent barriers that we have put in place that are hurting our diversity? Whether it be with resources or equipment or training, what are the things that we have not provided that are holding our diverse members back from being some of our greatest assets? And I think that there's some things that we can do to improve. First, we've got to become honest and aware of our unconscious bias. Do you know that studies show that just by admitting that we have bias, that we are less likely to act upon it? And next, we've got to get very creative with our processes. I mean, we've got to bring in people from diverse backgrounds with diverse thoughts and bring them into the mix as we explore our hiring, our promotions, our training, and all of the processes that affect our diversity. And then finally, we've got to get out of the echo chamber. You know, that place where everybody agrees with us and where people are afraid to bring up dissenting opinions. We've got to invite that and even seek it out. I want to leave you with the idea of the butterfly effect. So when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it goes through this difficult transformation, and it requires struggle. And what that struggle produces is a physical strength and a strength of character that allows the butterfly to survive and thrive. Now, I'm telling you that if we get really honest with ourselves about our organizations and about our bias, and that we start taking steps to change, then we are going to experience that kind of butterfly effect transformation where we grow wings and we soar.